This week on the long-term tackle review, we've got something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at these lead-free alternatives to fishing weights from Econcretes and asking the question, has the fishing industry got a problem with dropping leads into lakes? So Econcretes are a company that are new to the UK. They're a company out of the Netherlands and they're now distributed from the UK through NutriBaits, who I'm associated with, and that's how I've came about finding them. And what they are is a lead-free alternative to fishing weights. So these are slightly bigger because they're slightly not as dense as a standard lead weight, but the advantage to these is that they soak up liquids. So you can put them in any glugs, any liquids, and they will absorb up to 6% of their weight in liquid flavours. So once they're out on the lake bed, they'll be leaking off a load of attraction out of your lead as well. So it's kind of a swings and roundabout in size versus the attraction. Now they do come in 3 different colours. I've got these in the brown at the moment, as you can see here, and they are quite a light colour. But then in this pot, I've got one that's glugged up, and you'll be able to see the difference. I've got to be careful, I'm in a flooded swim at the moment, try not to drop it. So this is the glugged one, and this is the standard one. So as you can see, there's quite a big difference. So don't be afraid that they look quite pale when you see them on the websites and quite bright colours. They do blend in really well once they get wet. Now the materials that they're made out of, I believe it says they're made out of 12 different minerals, and one of them is also magnetic, which comes to a different point about people dropping leads. Now in principle, I don't know in reality, on these busy stock day tickets where they've got big gravel bars that people are constantly fishing and dropping weights over, you theoretically could boat along the top of them with magnets and pick all of these out of the water, clearing them all out of the lake. These are also, they don't break down, so you can store them wet in your tackle bag, you can store them in glugs and they won't ever break down, they'll stay the same. So these are multiple use. Now, the fishing industry, we've been using leads for years and years and years, so personally I don't know if there is actually a problem with dropping leads in the water, but the way the whole world is going more eco, that activism's getting bigger and bigger. Before long there will probably be legislation starting to come into place in the future limiting what you can do with actual leads in lakes, I would imagine, because it can't be good for the environment dropping all these leads, especially these busy day ticket waters like I'm on at the moment. Now, as I say, the downside is that they are actually quite a bit larger. So in here I've got the equivalent 3.5 weight length, 3.5 ounce weight, and as you can see there is quite a considerable size difference there. So that is going to put some people off, I'm sure. I personally don't like the bigger size myself, but I can see when they're going to be in use. So if you're dropping from boats, bait boats, that kind of thing, it's not going to worry about casting so much, then these will be absolutely fine. And once on the lake bed, realistically, how much does a bigger lead weight really matter? I mean, sometimes I use 4.5 ounce leads quite comfortably, which are way bigger than the 2 ounce leads that I used to use a lot all the time. So I haven't noticed any difference other than hooking potential from the bigger weights. So yes, it's definitely something interesting to look at and talk about. I'm still on the fence myself, even though I'm associated with NutriBaits, so I'm not pushing these. It's just something that I was quite interested in having a look at and trying myself. And as I say, I'm still on the fence. I'm not sure if I like them yet or not, but what I do really like is how much attraction they soak up. And having that attraction leaking off around your hook bait to bring fish in, especially in winter fishing when you're fishing singles, the advantage of glugging up your leads and having them leaking off loads of actual just liquid attraction without having any bait out there has got to be a real edge. So I'm going to be trying them over this winter and seeing how we get on. So leave down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions on whether you think that we have a problem with lead weights in this in the industry really as a general, because none of the major brands seem to have any interest in looking at alternatives. From what I can see, I've not seen any of them bring out any alternatives to standard leads, so maybe there is no issue with it. But as I say, the way the world's going, I can see it becoming a bit of an issue with people down the line complaining about that kind of thing on the shelf. So yeah, as I say, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to check them out, they're available on the NutriBaits website. They come in at about £1.40 for a 3.5 ounce lead, which is pretty much the same as what shop brought leads are. You can get normal leads cheaper, I know, through other smaller manufacturers, but in a fishing tackle shop you'll be looking at paying about the same. So they're no more expensive, much better for the environment, and they can leak off loads and loads of attraction. So hope you've enjoyed this little insight. Thanks for watching, click like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.